Buenos Dias Gunners Collective TV. Back at it? You already know. Like a mup, smack at it. Bye up, bye up, bye. In the menu style in direct fashion, we're going to get straight into the content of the day. But before we do, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Ding. Put your notification bell on all, so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content I am kicking. And I highly appreciate all the support, man. We're going up on this channel, and it's all because of you. And for that, I can say I'm very humbled. I'm very appreciative. And I know I couldn't do it without you. So thank you. Damn, there's a lot going on. And I keep it real, uncut, no added preservatives. And I call bullshit when I see it. So there's been a lot of people talking about Wack 100. And I just did a video on my other channel, Collective Clips. Make sure you tap in about Wack 100 sending goons to Compa Raider's house. Now, whether that's the truth or not, whether he did that, wow. To let that pass is wow, to never last. But there's something else. I mean, there's something else going on with Wack 100. He's in the wind right now. He's trending on Paru. He's out there again. They say he got his ass whooped, right? That he got knocked out in front of a Toyota Tacoma, all right? By 4 Xtra from 40s, they're saying he put fingertips and toes on Wack 100. Now, I watched the video several times. And I can't show you guys the video for content purposes and because YouTube don't like violence. But I can tell you this right now. At no point in time did I ever believe after watching that video that that was Wack 100. Now, they found some extras, right? Not 4 Xtra, but they found some extras. That wasn't even 4 Xtra, I don't believe. I believe that was a guy that looks similar to 4 Xtra, and maybe it is him. You know, but from what I heard, 4 Xtra was locked up. Maybe he just got out. He might have got out a few days ago or whatever the case may be. That's what I'm hearing. But they're saying that he knocked Wack 100 out in front of a Toyota Camry. Now, I've seen the video, and the guy's goatee, his stance, his posture, just the way he looked, it wasn't Wack 100. You know, I know people will do that on the internet. They'll clickbait the shit out of you. You know, they'll tell you, hey, look, I got footage of Wack 100 getting his whole top knocked off. And everybody is quick to click on it like, oh, shit, I want to see that. Because of all the high-power shit that Wack 100 talks, everybody wants to see if he really has hands. Now, we've seen videos in the past of Wack 100 chunking him with the 2 white dudes in the Burger King bathroom, right? Or in the parking lot. And Wack was knocking dudes backwards. Now, I've seen Wack 100 fight in real life. Okay, we were young kids. That dude was putting people on their pockets. But to be totally honest with you and to tell you the truth, after watching that video several times, you know, I was talking to Dubs and we were laughing. That's not Wack 100, man. I don't know why people constantly put shit out there like that. But it wasn't. Okay, that's just straight up. That's just real. Anyways, man, I wanted to get that out the way and dispel those rumors because people are saying that and it really isn't true. And I want to get to the real content of the day. And I just wanted to say that that's my perspective on it. For those that don't know, that was not Wack 100. Make sure you guys blow it up, look at it real close. You can actually see the guy's face. You know, he looks like a Michael Jackson impersonator. It just wasn't him. Okay, so I want to talk about Rico Too Smoove pulling up in a professional manner to No Jumper. Now, there's been a lot of speculation that norteños, northerners, raza from up north were no longer going to be allowed to pull up to No Jumper because Vatos were feeling some type of way. You know, the South Side was feeling like, hey, Holmes, these Vatos are coming over here. And then, you know, they're bragging about it later on in songs and basically disrespecting, saying that they pulled up and nada was done to them. And you got to take it for whatever you want. Whether it's just banging on wax or Vatos truly feel that way, it is what it is. You know, at the end of the day, No Jumper is a podcast. It's based in Southern California. So he's going to have a little bit of everything on there. He just recently started adding Northerners in the mix. And I think because he's trying to stir the pot, that's just my take on it. I always feel that Adam the Instigator is trying to stir the pot and cause any conflict he can, especially in the raza and the black and brown community. But that's just me. It could be just for content purposes and he's doing it because he's trying to get the bag. Or maybe he's trying to give Northerners their shine. Whatever the case, I've seen Gotos on their bands, Lazy Boy de Sanjo, and now Rico Too Smoove from Broderick. Okay, now Rico Too Smoove, to me, out of all those rappers, besides Gotos, he's a legend in the game, right? And has rapped in the past, but is more of a businessman behind the scenes with connects, making things happen north and south, right? For the raza, period. But when it comes to the rappers, You know, Bands is on a hyphy hype tip, something different, something totally different, has a whole different stilo. And then, of course, Lazy Boy has that slow swag that I'm really not into, but it is what it is. But Rico Too Smoove, he's taking it back old school. You know, his last album, Old School, man, is popping. Real talk. And I'm not just saying that because he's from up north. His music is good. Now, I've been listening to Rico Too Smoove for a long time, and I can't say that anything he has is a throwaway. I can say all his music is good. So I could see Adam, seeing that he's kind of a controversial figure, bring him to the podcast and interview him. Now, compared to all the other Northerners that went on there that Adam, basically, interviewed, I could say that this one was done in a very professional manner from Rico's side, right? Of course, Adam tried to ask some sticky, tricky questions. He's going to do that. He's an interviewer. I've had so many people get at me, well, what do you expect him to do? He's going to ask the hard questions. I understand, but he's also going to ask questions that could get people incarcerated and caught up, that could cause tension, friction, bullshit. And he knows this, so instead of shying away from those questions, he asks them. But that's up to the interviewee, the person that's there, to allow him to ask him that. You got to set your foot down right from the gate. Hey, check it out, bro. Don't speak on this. Don't speak on that, because it's none of your business, first and foremost. Second of all, bro, I'm not here for that bullshit. I'm here to promote my music, speak my truths, and that's what it's going to be, If I think you put your foot down, Adam, the type of person he is, he's going to understand, damn, well played, right? And he's going to step back and just let you do you. Now, whether he puts the interview out is totally up to him at the end of the day. But anyways, Rico Too Smoove pulls up. And I was very surprised at the fact that he pulled up. Not that he's scared and won't pull up, because I don't see scariness in him. I seen him. That's just like that old CYA fight. I don't know if you guys have ever watched it, where Rico Too Smoove and another Norteño got off with two Southsiders in the day room in Chad, right? And, a lot of people gave Rico Too Smoove grief on that, because at one point in time within the fight, he gets dropped, right? Or he stumbles, or whatever the case may be. And I always looked at that fight as, damn, that's the homies handling their business. And when I say homies, I mean everybody, all the raza. I know it's not a good look, man, for the brown and brown to be fighting each other, but it happens. And it's been happening for 50 fucking years. But they were taking care of their business. Hey, in every fight, you're not going to win, lose, or draw, But it's the fight that counts. It's not the fighting the dog. It's the dog in the fight, right? And Rico Too Smoove was handling his business. So I don't see why people gave him that fucking grief, because, hey, whether regardless of that was his day that day or it wasn't, he still handled his business. And there's a lot of motherfuckers that I know would have laid it down, Holmes, would have did one of these, would have did one of the offense-defense moves and really not got off. He conducted himself in a professional manner there for his gente and defended the casa and the household. And I got to respect him. I've always took that video, seen that video, and respected it. That's like the Chito Rana's video getting ran up in the probation office. I always respected Chito Rana since that point, because I seen the look in his eyes. He wanted to do something, but he had to conduct himself in a manner, that he ain't going to get caught up. I mean, who are you to run up on someone in a probation office and call them out and record it and talk that shit, knowing damn well there's cops everywhere and you can't do nothing to them? I thought that was a bad look on the northern part. Just that video. If you wanted to catch him, wait till he comes outside, bro, and then do what you got to do, right? You don't run up on someone when their hands are tied and they can't really do anything. I mean, quite understandably, Chito could have got off if he really wanted to. But he did the next best thing, and that's just go ahead and take that, Holmes, chalk that one up to the game and catch a motherfucker later, right? Now, whether he got caught later or not, that's to be questioned. But, I felt that Chito conducted himself. I gained a level of respect for him. See, I've been ran up on at the probation office where they caught me on the outside looking in, right? Because Valtos knew what time it was. On the inside, there's only so much you can do. I mean, damn. You just want to get arrested, right? You just want to fucking let the cops know what you're doing and how you guys conduct your business. I don't know. That's just, to me, that's how I took those two videos. Anyways, back to Rico Too Smoove and No Jumper. Frank is what they're calling him, Lefty Gunplay. I remember he was very upset with Lazy Boy when Lazy Boy went on there and said what he said. And a lot of people like to blame that interview right there for the catalyst of starting this North and South beef. Banging on Wax. These guys going back and forth lately. I don't believe so. I believe it all started with Lefty initially saying that he wouldn't do music with Northerners and fuck them cats and this and that. And just, it tripped me out that he would even say that or do that just based on he had just got out of prison functioning on yards with Northerners, right? So I just didn't understand it. But to each their own. You know, you say what you feel that your people want you to say, or what you think is gonna make your people feel like you're with them all the way. So he did what he did, man. I don't hate him for it, or discredit or disrespect him for it. It's just when he said that, I believe that's why Lazy Boy clapped back with what he said. And you know, the Norteños for a very long time have been quiet. They've been letting a lot of people speak on their business or talk about them on the internet. And knowing the way Norteños conduct their business, they were not allowed to get back. They weren't allowed those get backs on the internet, man. They weren't allowed to be on camera or wolf back and forth. That's called cell warrioring or bumping baking soda breath on the internet. You don't do that, right? In the Norteño movement, you conduct yourself, your mannerisms with professionalism at all times. And you can't do that back and forth. You might be able to get away with it on a song here and there. But as far as like on social media and all that, when I see Norteños doing that in the past, I knew those guys weren't laced up right and they weren't real ones, because real ones don't do that, right? But I think now them reins have been lifted. That mask that was on them has been lifted. So now they've been voicing their opinion and clapping back. And it's about time, right? Not to say that this North and South shit is good, because I push the unity tip. I want to see everyone get along. But whatever. I know Lefty Gunplay had put out there that Rico Too Smoove was not going to be allowed, or nobody was going to be allowed, Northerners, to pull up to No Jumper from here on out. And that he actually told Adam on a phone conversation, hey, if them fools come back, let me know, bro. I don't know what Lefty was going to do, if he was going to fucking hit him with the or what he planned on doing. But he basically told fucking Adam, hey, bro, you know, you don't bring those dudes. That's a form of disrespect. You can't allow them dudes to disrespect me. To which Adam said, I protected you, Lefty. I protected you. You didn't protect shit. You asked the questions that would get Lefty his panties all fucked up. So that way, it could cause chaos and stir up trouble. True. So anyways, regardless of all that, Rico Too Smoove pulled up. Okay? And I liked the outfit he was wearing. He wasn't wearing red. He wasn't all flamed up. And I know a lot of people like to talk that shit. Hey, how the fuck are you going to be a Norteño and talk all that shit, but you're not flamed up? When you go in someone else's backyard, okay, you conduct your mannerisms should be professional at all times. You respect them. Now, I have an apology to make. I pulled up to go visit Dubs in Santa Bruta, Santa Barbara. And quietly as it's kept, I'm not active. Everybody knows that. I don't gangbang like that. I don't color bang. I've never tripped. I mean, if you go on my live yesterday, I was blued up from the feet up, right? And I just happened to go to JCPenney's and see a nice red polo shirt that looked clean. It was cheap. So I bought that, threw on some Jordans, a red Lakers hat, right? And that's what I was wearing. But I know Vatos took it as disrespect. Like, how am I going to be running around in the southern city all flamed up? Basically like I was trying to high side or gangbang on them. So I apologize for being that way. I don't apologize for being a man and doing what the fuck I want to do. But I apologize if it was misconstrued like I was trying to disrespect anyone, because I was not. I wasn't even thinking about the colors I was wearing. I was just wearing whatever. You know, quietly as it's kept, I changed that outfit right after and put on a blue hoodie. So, I mean, and it wasn't because I was trying to blend in. I just did it to do it. You know, it was cold. It got cold that night. So anyways, I just wanted to put that out there real quick, because I know that a lot of gente were getting at me in the cuts like, hey, bro, how the fuck are you going to pull up to my town all flamed up like you're trying to bang on us? That wasn't the case. I got a lot of respect for Santa Barbara area, for the whole 805, man. The 805 moves. They move vicious. So Rico Too Smoove pulls up to No Jumper, and a lot of people have been asking me, Gun, what's your take on the interview? Did you see it? And I didn't watch it until last night. I literally didn't sit down and watch it. And when I did, I was like, wow. You know, I was surprised, pleasantly surprised. The way Rico carried himself, the way he diverted certain questions that he was asked, the way he didn't disrespect anyone. Now, you could understand that, and I'll keep it real. I've had a lot of homeboys that were half black or white or half white, and they always felt like they had to do the most. They always felt, and I asked one of my homeboys, like, damn, bro, why are you fucking, every time you're volunteering to do the pegada, or you're volunteering to do the shooting, or you're fucking, you know, put yourself on frontline status? And he used to tell me, because I'm black, bro, I feel like I have to prove myself more. And I used to tell him, Charlie, bro, fuck that. The little dumbass homeboy right there, he has to prove himself. You're good, homie. You've been putting in work from day one. Like, you don't have to do that. But it was like something he felt. I had a white homeboy the same way, considered one of the craziest Norteños out of Merced, right? Who just was off the hook. And I asked him one time, bro, why do you do that shit? Same story, right? well, I feel bad the homeboys fucking look at me some type of way because I'm a white dude. I said, they don't look at you no type of way, bro. They actually look at you like you're a baboso, but if you want to do it, they're going to let you do it. It's just the way it is. But you don't have to conduct yourself with them mannerisms, bro. Just do your thing. So I thought for sure, and maybe this was me just prejudging that Rico Too Smoove was going to go on there and act an ass and act out of character just because he's a, half black and he feels like, hey, man, I'm going to get out on here for the homies and I'm going to, talk that shit and represent to the fullest. He represented himself. He represented the Norte cause and he represented his gente, man, professionally. That's the way to do it, man. That's someone who's laced up and has been around some real ones. Okay? In gangbanging and being a part of something bigger than yourself, a cause or whatever you choose to believe, there is ways to conduct yourself with respect. I was about to say lefty gunplay. Rico Too Smoove just showed you how to do that. He showed you how to go on a podcast where he wasn't very welcomed, at least not by the raza, right? And keep it respectful. Even with everything that's going on, and that's what we need. See, I'm seeing this dissing and all this starting to turn a little bit now. Just yesterday I did a video on my other channel about Chito Ranas and Swifty Blue. And of course, Swifty just got his toes back in the pool, right? Just got good again. Come up out of hiding, and that vato immediately started disrespecting the Norteños and this and that. And I could have swore a couple months ago he was apologizing to him. But it is what it is, right? He wants to, again, like I said, prove himself in front of his homeboys like some of my homeboys used to do. Go out of the way to disrespect vatos and jump out the car while still rolling and all that. Because they felt like that made them look, made them gain notoriety and look cooler. And at the end of the day, like I said, the way the homies felt, we was just like, fuck it, bro. Let him do it. You know what I mean? Why not? Why get our hands dirty? If he wants to do it, let him do it. And I think that's kind of how Chito Ranas felt. Fuck, if Swifty wants to disrespect and do all that, handle your business, bro. But anyway, at the end of the day, you're looking like a baboso because 1 minute you apologize, 1 minute you diss, 1 minute you apologize. So I thought for sure, Rico Too Smoove was going to get up there and disrespect and do all that, but he hasn't. And like I said, I'm seeing this beef and all this kind of turn a little bit. Besides that hiccup with Swifty and Chito, I'm seeing where Baldacci, of course, is making moves with toes, and I believe that they could lead the way as being two real ones for all the raza, north and south, to really get a bag, man, to put a compilation together, to really start working hand in hand, to understand, man, the gangbanging things and the animosity and the beef is to be left inside behind them walls where it started, right? And if they could figure out a way to let it go, man, then the streets should be able to figure out a way to let it go. As far as the upstate movement and the northerners, man, that's going to be something that's ongoing and they're going to have to figure that out. But as far as the southern raza, the Sureños from down south, the Southsiders, they've never really tripped off northerners like that. They've never been around them, so I don't see why start now, in 2024. Seems a little too late for that. It seems now that everyone should be on a different page, and that's getting that paper, getting that bag, right? That's what it's all about at the end anyways. Financial security, so you can secure yourself, your family, and your cause. So we'll see how that works out. But as far as my take on Rico Too Smoove, he got up there. Adam asked the tricky questions. He was able to conduct himself good. And I thought that this was the best interview done with the Norteño so far on No Jumper. I think that, Rico had the luxury and the comfort of watching the other videos and seeing where it went left and saying, Charlie Holmes, I'm not going to conduct myself like that. I'm not going to let this dude get me out of my element or say some things that are going to sound fucking slanderous or bullshit. Because it does. See, when you're talking about another person on a podcast or bullshitting, and then it kind of makes you look like, damn well if they were right there, you wouldn't do nothing. I get it all the time. Damn well if you were around Wack 100 or Wes Watson or Adam, you wouldn't say that. And I kick Adam in the stomach, pinch Wes Watson's ear, and fucking slap the back of fucking Wack 100's neck. I ain't tripping, right? However they feel about me, they feel about me. That's just the truth. That's how I feel. I'm not scared, but at the same time, I understand where people are coming from. Anyways, my take on it is that Rico got up there and he conducted himself professional. And that's the way a Norteño carries himself. That's how I was brought up and laced. I was brought to respect everyone, regardless of where they're from. Man, it could be my worst enemy. I hate this motherfucker to the fullest, but I would be willing to sit down at a table with them and conduct conversation. Always open for conversation, and if it goes that route, then it usually goes that route. It does. But if it doesn't, man, so be it. You know, you have to understand that everybody are men, and men got to treat other people like men. You know, when you stop acting like a man and conducting yourself like a man, you become a woman, right? And unless that's the way you rock, you know, that's on you. You know, if that's what you identify as. But when you have a whole bunch of men playing kid games, it just doesn't look right. You know, you don't have to like each other. You could agree to disagree. But you don't have to put it out there publicly so that everyone can laugh at you, because they're not laughing with you. They're utilizing that for entertainment and to stir the pot. You know, there's a lot about those, lefty this, lazy boy that, Joe Dirt, this, and that, you know. Those little innuendos and those little shots right there, for what? You know, if you choose one side or the other, that's up to you, man. You know, you could be biased and whatever. But if you're going to run a channel, or you're going to consider yourself a businessman, then you got to conduct yourself with some type of professionalism, you know. I believe that Rico Too Smoove did that. So anyways, that's my take on it. I don't got much to say about it, just based on I didn't see nothing bad, man. And even if I see something bad, hey, it is what it is. I was expecting it. I wasn't even expecting this interview to take place, because I wasn't expecting any more Norteños to wiggle down there, just because of the threats and things that I heard that they weren't going to be allowed to. And I know the way Adam does it, man. He brings dudes in, he pre-records. And, you know, these interviews could have all been done in one day, you know, all these Norteño interviews, and then put out for a later date. Whatever the case may be, man, Rico went up there professionally, respectfully, didn't disrespect. And I think people need to take a look at that and say, you know what, Norteños ain't what we think they are. You know, there's a perception that's put out that they all try to act a certain way, that they all disrespect the Southerners at all times. And that ain't what it is, bro. Hey, Voltas are just trying to get their money like anyone else and do their thing. Same thing goes for the Southsiders. They're not trying to disrespect the North constantly. They're trying to do their thing. But everyone feels that they have to stand their ground, que no? It's just what it is. That's the pride in the brown pride, right? With that being said, man, I'm glad I was able to touch on a whole bunch of different subjects. So let's recap. Wack 100 didn't get knocked out. That wasn't him. If it was Jay Diggs, that'd probably be a different story. Even 4Xtra in real life, that'd probably be a different story. He'd probably get put on his pocket. Charmin. But he did it. That wasn't him. Rico conducted his interview smooth. What else did I talk about? A few other things, right? You already know what it is. With that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. Get everything that you want coming. And remember, at the end of the day, it's all about the strive, the struggle, to strive. I appreciate everyone that tunes in, man. Make sure you guys go to the Collective Clips. Tap in if you haven't went over to my other channel. Like, subscribe. That's where I'll be dropping bangers. I just dropped a banger a little while ago. Tap in. The gun.